Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Sunday, April 24th, 2022, the last Sunday of April. As we get closer to May flowers, May showers, the Kentucky Derby next Saturday. Lots of good stuff. Actually, not next Saturday, the Saturday after. I apologize. I'm putting the horse before the cart. The NFL draft starting next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday live in Las Vegas. That ought to be a hoot for sure. ECSI VIPs yesterday. I'm going to go on a little rant here. For the second time in 2 days, we had a 3-0 lead in the first five with two great pitchers. One Cy Young credentials, has won a Cy Young or two, has won a championship. Other great pitcher, I don't put him in the Pedro-esque. We had that on our Discord channel. But anyways, 1 and 2 yesterday for the ECSI VIPs. We go rolling with the Tigers' first five in game one, and they came out guns a-blazing. That was a box to wire. We had the Phillies' first five, minus the hook, minus 105. Zach Wheeler cruising along with a 3-0 lead, top of the fifth. No problems. We just need 3 outs. And he gives up 4 runs. And if you weren't here the morning before, that happened to us with Justin Verlander. We had a weekend here where Verlander had a 3-0 lead and gives up 1 in the fourth. Not a problem. And he has 6, 7, 8, 9 in the top of the fifth. We know that's not a problem. Gets 6 and 7 out. I'm ready to grade this a winner. I don't even need to get my 3 swings in the bottom of the fifth, and Verlander allows back-to-back homers, 3-3. Thanks for playing. Yes, that is baseball. Yes, there's no crying in baseball. But what could have been a hell of a 5-1 start to the weekend is now turned into a minus a unit and change as we get ready for Sunday FUNday. And our weekly action parlay where we will put together a 3-teamer, hoping to win 4, 5, 6, 7 units, whatever the odds say to us. Also have some bonus for the VIPs. We've released one NASCAR race this year. That was the Daytona, and we were all in on the Penske team. It was Roger's birthday as well, and we had the winner at 15-1. And top 5 at plus 300, Mr. Cintron there. Today we're going to go back to Talladega. And we have some information there, some simulations and some numbers that don't add up to what the tote board is saying. So our VIPs are going to be blessed with a little pizza and beer money if they want to dive into some Sunday Talladega nights as we have some fun on the oval track. So with all that said, let's bring him in from the Palm Tree State himself, the one and only Mr. Scott E. Webb. Morning, Scott.
Morning, Jeff. And I got my bowl of grapes and watermelon and pineapple here this morning, and I've been up working on this stuff since 6 o'clock this morning. But it's Sunday.
I should have called you. I got a couple hours in. I made the move at 3 to stretch the back out and do some other stuff. And I've been up and at 'em since 6 myself. Started dabbling, made some connections to some of our NASCAR friends, got some simulations. And I was like, you know what? This looks like a good spot to dabble, which you know what happens in NASCAR. You don't have to watch till the final 10 laps. There's 3 caution flags, and whoever gets the best start in the last 2 laps and hope there's no OT, and then you get yourself a winner. So we'll see what happens there. Baseball, hats off to Miggy. Miggy gets his 3,000th class act on our Discord channel. Was asked a good question, I thought, from Mr. Lucky. Having seen one of the players he was talking about for a few years on our home team, the Red Sox, one of the best right-handed, true professional hitters. He was comparing Manny to Miggy. What's your thoughts on Manny versus Miggy?
I like Miggy over Manny. For the reasons that I think that I think that year was 2009 through 2016. That's 7-year stretch. I'm pretty sure Miggy was 32 to 35 home runs average, but over 300 batting average and 113 RBIs per season. And remember who he played for. I mean, he played for the Marlins and he played for the Tigers. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to either one of those teams. But Manny was on the Indians, and then he went to the Red Sox, and he was on teams that were in playoff hunts and was very visible. And I think that Miguel Cabrera was not. And I think he's the better player. And I think that defensively, he's the better player. Not that he was a great player ever on defense, but, you know, you got Manny out there running around chasing butterflies and stuff. And, you know, I think that he's the better player. I mean, I can look it up statistically.
I don't think the debate was the better player. The debate was the better pure hitter, you know, and then later in the conversation, he brought up Pujols. And again, I guess he's talking from the right side and just pure hitter.
Well, listen, I think people forget how good Pujols was before he became an Angel.
No, and that's the sad thing. Pujols just raked in St. Louis, and you talked about Manny and butterflies. That was just Manny being Manny. We do know that, and he was out there. And Miggy, like you said, with the Marlins and with the Tigers, I said on our Discord channel, I was sitting behind home plate about 8 rows. I was sitting with the scouts, and I watched Miggy go 4 for 4. All 4 of his hits were to the right side of second base, and 2 of them out into the bleachers. I'm sorry, one of them got to the bleachers, and one of them got to the Red Sox bullpen for 2 homers. How hard that is for a right-handed batter. It just he's poetry in motion to watch, to just take that pitch, keep the weight back, and just drive it. How strong he is out towards, you know, right center field. And it's a good comparison, you know, because again, the mindset for myself is these Pujols years with the Angels, which weren't great. They weren't great. I mean, you know, they were buying, putting fannies in the seats. Hey, we're gonna Quinella Pujols with Trout here. Bad contract. And Miggy again never got fortunate enough, you know, with the Tigers. I think they had one year was it with Verlander? They had the Sox beat in a playoff, and we came back and beat them. I forget what year that was, but they had a stacked team. Actually, it was Max and Verlander on that team, correct?
Yeah, Max was there, but Max wasn't a big star there then.
He was still a good pitcher.
Well, no. Yes, he was the developing star. You got to remember, they got him from the Diamondbacks. That's where he originally came from.
Correct.
I'm looking at this right this second. So who's this? This is Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera has 1,809 RBIs and a WAR number of 70.1. Manny Ramirez, 1,831 RBIs, so 22 RBIs different, and a WAR number of 66.3. So they're I don't want to call them identical players because that's not true. They're very, very similar, very, very close. The batting average for Manny Ramirez was 312 in his career, and Miguel Cabrera 310. So you can't, you know, they're like neck and neck with that kind of stuff. So it's really hard to say one's a better pure hitter than the other one when both of them just hit the ball.
Injuries, slow starts and injuries don't make it fun in baseball. And we've been talking at length about Tony La Russa, the South Side. When are the White Sox going to wake up? And John Heyman reported last night. He used the word tear. And you know what? I don't know if that was more to put a scare in everyone or, it's a bad hamstring. And Eloy's going to be out for a while now. Again.
Well, if he tore it, he's out for probably the whole season.
Well, if you go back to the tweet, Heyman used the word tear.
I guess it depends on how bad the tear is. I mean, you could tear it a little bit, but if you tore it, that's not good. And just carry over from our last thought, Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols, 87.2 WAR, batting average 297 over the course of his career, but that doesn't, that includes all his bull crap from the last few years. And he has 2,154 RBIs. And we were talking about those other two at 1,800 and only being 20 apart. So there you go. I mean, people forget how good Albert Pujols was.
I agree. Albert in the can. So going back to,
but yes, I also know that they're going to rest Tim Anderson today.
Okay, and I threw out my hats out to Mr. Alec Manoah. 3-0 now. We got through 6, and they got a run in the top of the 7th, and they held on. He goes to 3-0, a long way to go. But
did you see him yesterday, like live pitching? Do you have seen highlights or anything? He don't look like he did last year. Last year he was a kid. He's just coming up, and I don't remember him being as guess the right way to say it. I don't remember him being as rotund as he was yesterday. He don't look like he's in very good physical shape. That doesn't mean he don't throw hard and don't have the same stuff. But he surprised me in appearance yesterday. Let's just say that.
Well, I talked about this. The lockout for everyone is different. It was like going back to the pandemic. Every person took on the pandemic in a different way. Some used it as an excuse to pack on 20 and 30 pounds. And listen, I went to my physical 6 months ago, and I got applauded because I lost 1.5 pounds. They were in shock. He said, Jeff, you're in the 1% here. You lost 1.5 pounds during the pandemic. So now you have the pandemic now with the lockout. And these guys, again, just some of them got fat on the couch. Some of them busted their butt to get ready and in shape. When you're a pitcher, you are strictly in a routine. You're pitching every 5th day. You're going to have your off day, couple off days, and then you're going to have your side sessions. And someone that young, that big, I don't think you want to be packing on any weight. I mean, there's some rotund pitchers that were very successful. David Wells always comes to mind. The pork chop, I call him. Dontrell Willis was a big kid. We know how that one ended. But, I just hope he gets into form, and especially this early in the season. If you can steal a win, and that's what he did yesterday, he stole a win. We're very grateful.
Well, the difference between certain pitchers and other pitchers, right? On our Discord today, there's some discussion about Luzardo today. And the question becomes is it's not about his stuff. He's got that worked out now. The question becomes is do you trust him? And he had 2 good performances and he got shelled last time out. And do you trust him today? He hasn't earned my trust to be able to go out there and go, he's worth the pitch to today. Now, having said that, you're not risking a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like he's the underdog. You're risking 1 unit to win whatever 1.2 units or whatever. So that risk is not that high. So if you're going to play the Miami Marlins today, I'm all in. I'm good because you're facing Bryce Elder, and Elder is a guy that throws up a bunch of soft toss crap, and he's a young kid, but he knows how to win because of the college that he came from. So as it comes out and turns out, you're going to have balls in play on Miami side, and if Miami's pitcher is solid, great, ready to go, then he's going to shut him down. The question though is do you trust him? And Manoah has already earned my trust, and I can put money on Manoah anytime and feel good about it. Luzardo, this will be his 4th year, I think, because he was with Oakland for a couple of years and trying to break out and have those seasons. And he's never earned your trust in 3 or 4 years. So why would he earn your trust today? So that's where I just kind of sometimes, cross those bridges, and some pitchers can do that. Manoah knows how to do it. He pitches in the American League East. He faces tough lineups all the time. So he's competitive every time he goes out to pitch. Even if he doesn't have it, he's still competitive in the game. Luzardo is not that way. I mean, Luzardo goes out there, doesn't have it, and all of a sudden there's 7 runs on the board. So he's kind of like Barrios in that same breath. Barrios, holy shit, goes out there some days and you can't hit him at all. He's got 2-hitter going the whole day, and he can pitch the whole game. And then next time out, he's giving up 6 runs in an inning and a third. And you're like, well, who in the hell is this guy?
And talking about the MLB and the 231, 232, 233 average for the hitters in the league, whatever it is at this point.
It's 231, Jeff. I looked this morning. I was trying to wait on the update because it's 231, and I think it's 231 only because you had the Tigers blow out some people, and you had another team. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head right this second, but Seattle got a bunch of hits, and I think the Cubs scored 21 runs yesterday. So you had a few teams score a lot, but then you had other teams. Look at the Rays in the Red Sox game. I mean, what did they have? 4 hits in the whole game, and they went 10 innings.
That's where I was going, is the Red Sox get no hit basically for 9 innings, go to the 10th inning, take a 2-0 lead, thanks to the ghost runners, of course, and an error by Trevor Story, which would have got me a save in my fantasy league. Thank you very little, Mr. Story. And then Mr. What's his name? Kiermaier. I was going to say Kershmeyer. Kiermaier gets his walk-off, which he'd been dreaming of. So that was a nice win for you guys. I'm going to bring up the board. I didn't know if you were aware of this because I wasn't. You actually have a home game today in the USFL. Your Tampa Bay Bandits are hosting the New Orleans Breakers. Now, I remember way, way, way back the Boston Breakers. I don't remember the New Orleans Breakers. You're 2.5-point favorites with an under-over 39 and a hook there. 4 NBA games, all road favorites.
Good luck with that one.
What's that?
Good luck with that one.
I was just gonna say, what could go wrong on Quicksand Sunday with 4 road favorites? And then we got a full slate of MLB, and we have some hockey. So let's bring it up here for you.
Well, I got to be honest, Jeff. I haven't participated, watched, or even know anything about the USFL right now. I don't know if it's good football. I don't know if it's people are enjoying it or not. I did yesterday in between innings of a game, flip it over, and I saw Pittsburgh was playing somebody. I can't remember who off the top of my head, but I think there was 5 people sitting in the stands. So I was like, man, I don't know about all this. I guess my question is it as good of football as you can get in Division I college football? Is it better than that, or is it worse than it? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I had the mix on yesterday, and there was a game on. I did turn my head, and I saw a deflected pass for an interception, and I said, I've seen enough. just like in the NFL or college or a high school game. I can't get into it. I have some colleagues, one that works at Sports Illustrated, our buddy Frankie, who's all lathered up for it. Anytime you have an opportunity to wager on football, it doesn't matter if it's in April or August. Some of these people can find some edges. I just think there's a lot more other ways to skin the cat, as we say. There's too much going on for me to, I don't want to use the word waste my time, because if you can find a spot where you're comfortable and you're catching tickets, God bless you. I know a lot of people that catch tickets on ping pong. So what am I going to say to them? What are you, nuts? So whatever keeps the lights on. So for today, an interesting board. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there. The pitching matchups today there's nothing that, the eyes light up and you would assume that the Angels with Suarez will find a way to stop the bleeding there. You would assume that. We win against Kershaw earlier this week. I'm not going against him again. He'll probably lay the egg, though, against Manaea there, but I'm not going there. The Phillies can go, you know what? I could give two rats' ass. I would assume your numbers would be very, very, very heavy on Mr. Ray at home today. Seattle, Kansas City can't do anything right now. Garrett Richards pitching for Oakland. That ought to be comical.
Pitching for Texas.
I mean, Texas in Oakland. I'm sorry. Wainwright going for St. Louis against.
He's the favorite, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. Good luck to that one. Lodolo going back out there. Cole's been a Sunday ticket crasher, Savali over there. But there's a lot to go over. I would assume you get some nice numbers on Logan Webb today. As the Giants, I left them on the desk early. I hate to go to the window on a Saturday and run to the window and play two games right out of the gate. We were on Tigers first five, as we mentioned on the show. Mr. Lucky pointed it out. I thought that as you had even said about Sanchez, it was a layup for the Giants first five, and I just left it on the desk as they rolled. But the board is yours, Scotty. Have some fun with it.
Hey, so, you talked about pitching matchups. I just wanted to forewarn you about tomorrow. So tomorrow, the San Francisco Giants go play in Milwaukee tomorrow. And you got Carlos Rodon against Corbin Burns. How about that matchup?
I'll say the opening line is Brewers minus 128. And I'd be all over Rondon. He has just been amazing.
So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you that, yes, we don't have a lot of fun pitching matchups today, and we don't have a lot of things that go on that way. But I will tell you that on boards like today, a lot of times you got to be a little creative and you got to find the spots, right? So here's the spot that I'm on. I like San Francisco today. You were right about Webb. Webb is off of a bad start, and he's an ace pitcher. So he's a game score 60 or above kind of guy. And his last time out, he threw a game score 35. So I'm expecting him to throw very, very well. His xFIP CR numbers are under 4. It's like 3.5 numbers. So I like that. But what I really like is that he keeps the damaging blows at a minimum. He is a ground ball guy, 58.9% ground ball rate. So even if the ball's hit hard, which he doesn't give up hard hits, but when they are, they're going to be ground balls. And one of the things that he's playing against Washington today. I think the number last time I saw was like 190, 195, something like that. But he's not a big strikeout guy, so he induces a lot of contact, but he doesn't walk anybody. So they got to earn their way on base, and San Francisco does play good defense behind him. And there's another thing here in play that I think everybody's mission is Bell, the first baseman for Washington. He's been batting behind our boy out in the outfield there, and he's one of these guys that is important in that lineup. He's not going to play today, So that is a Soto. You can walk him every time if you want and not really have to worry about it. Cruz is still in the lineup, but I mean, you can get Cruz out pretty easily at this point. I mean, he's 45 million years old. So the other issue is that you got Adon pitching for the Washington team, and I think he's one of the worst pitchers going right now. Now he's a young kid, so he can develop. But he is off of a super start. His first super start that he had a game score 72. So let me tell you this. He had a game score 72. This will be his fourth time out, so I can use his numbers a little bit. His game score average over 3 starts, he had a game score 72. His 42. So that's how bad he was in the first 2 starts. Well, that's his normal thing. He's a guy that doesn't strike out that many guys. His strikeout rate's only 7 per 9 innings. His serum and his metrics numbers are over 5, and he has a high walk rate. It's over 5 per 9 innings. So not only does he doesn't get the strikeouts, he puts guys on base, and his whip number 1.63. So that's more than 1.5 guys getting on base per every inning. So I like the idea here that the Giants are going to be able to have balls in play, and they're going to have the opportunity to be put on base. So give me the Giants, give me their better offense, give me the better pitcher, give me the guy who's going to have a good start today. And I got it. I'm going to take the run line minus the 1.5. I'm okay with this. And I got it at minus 125. Now it's been fluctuating back and forth from 120 to 125 to 130, but that was the number I got. And I'm also going to go out to Houston today, and I'm going to bet against Garcia. I'm going to take Kikuchi from Toronto today, and there's a couple of reasons. One, the same thing kind of applies here. Kikuchi's a ground ball guy, and Garcia is a fly ball guy. So in today's matchup, there is a 14.5 to 15 mile an hour wind blowing straight out to center field. So as long as the roof's open, then you've got that edge that the ball's going to carry and the ball's going to fly. Okay, well, give me Toronto's offense in that type of a scenario because the Kikuchi, even if he gets hit hard, it's ground balls. Now Kikuchi pitched for Seattle, and he's matched up against Houston quite often. So this is not like something that they've never seen before. So I like the idea that Kikuchi has had 5 starts last year. 2 of them were well above ace-like. One was a 70, one was even higher than that. But he also got shelled 3 times. So I don't know which one we're going to get today, but my assumption is that he's going to do well because this is those spots where Houston's struggling. You know, they go through a week to 10 days where they don't hit the ball real well, and they're in that. They are 26th right now against left-handed pitching, and that's what they're going to face today. And if they do get good contact, I'm expecting it to be ground balls, so I'm expecting less damaging blows. So they're going to have to work to get there. And I think on the Garcia side, he's had 2 decent starts, both over 50. Then his game score say 55-ish range, which is above average. And he hasn't had a setback yet. And I think this is the possibility where he could have that setback. I think Toronto comes in and does the deed and does well here, and they take that number. And I got him at plus 115 today. So those are the only 2 that I played. I've got lots of ideas, but I scratched for lots of different reasons. You know, I think Irvin in Oakland is the right choice over Richards today, but I'm not going to go betting on a team that's not hitting right now versus a team. And what scared me off of that is that Texas is number 4 in baseball against left-handed pitching, and Irvin's number as a lefty. So I kind of backed off of that for that reason. And then I'm going to post something out. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to write up and post out something on the Sunday night game so that it's out there. And the other game that I kind of like that I didn't play is I do like the Mets today and McGill. I think McGill has a good bounce back start today against Arizona. I think they can beat up Bumgarner a little bit. Bumgarner hasn't had his terrible start yet, and I know that everybody thinks he might have, but he really hasn't. His game score has been about average, 50 and 50. He's not a strikeout guy. So I think they're going to get some balls put in play, and I think Miguel's going to have a pretty good start. So I think the Mets are a possibility today, but I like the other two better, and that's where I went. And I'm trying to check out my K props today to see what the data does, and I think that I put it in the Discord channel. I'm not going to necessarily say it out here, but anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
NBA, like I said, all four road teams all favored. The Bucks just put an absolute smackdown without Middleton.
Hey Billy, how are you? By the way, sorry.
They opened up at 5. They opened up at 5, now 4.5. I would expect the Bulls to be ready. Maybe a first half play there. You could probably catch them at 2, 2.5, maybe even 3 there. Golden State and Denver again. Does Golden State want to wrap this up in 4, or do they want to take it home and take it in 5? Don't know what you're going to get from the Nuggets. Again, these teams on life support or must wins, and must wins doesn't mean that they will win. Again, you might want to take a look at first half plays here with the Nuggets, probably catching 2, 2.5, 3 as well. Heat Hawks. Heat sleptwalked through the first half last game, came storming back, got the lead, and then Atlanta said not so fast. This line opened at 2, is now to 1.5. Atlanta attracting some money and some steam here. I think the Heat find a way to win this game. I will go against the public here. I think the Heat definitely could win this game. If you were to play the Heat in a full game, I would take the money line. I would not leave the 1.5 on the desk. And then the Suns 2.5 down to 2. Again, no Booker, no problem last game. I'm not buying it. Maybe Pelicans first half again. But again, these are all just lanes. I will not be diving into any of this BS. Wait until the second round, as you watched and witnessed Kyrie and KD in a must-win situation, and they were just blasted by the Celtics. And of course, now it's all about the coach, and then now Steve Nash is dead man walking, who KD and Kyrie both wanted. So it is what it is in the NBA. MLB, Hill against McClanahan. I tell you what, Hill better give him 5 or 6 because that bullpen's depleted. Garrett Whitlock, 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, 48 pitches, just a workman performance. The kid is he's nails. This kid is got the goods. And if you haven't watched him, please do. The kid's lights out. Colorado, Detroit. We thanked Detroit yesterday for the first 5. We will pass. And again, that's T. Alexander, not Doyle Alexander for all the old timers like myself.
Tyler. Webb, that's Tyler.
Yes. Webb versus Adon, whatever you want to call him. Good spot for San Fran. They're just pounding the crap out of Washington there. Too high of a number for me. I'd be looking for a San Fran first 5 play here, minus the half run there. Lozado versus Elder. Now, all of a sudden, we bitched, yelled, and screamed. What is Jazz doing batting 9th? What is Soler batting first? Well, they changed it up. Now they're a hitting machine. Jazz is where he belongs. They put up a bunch of runs yesterday. Now Lozado will be pitching, and they'll put up 1 or 2. So I lean with Lozado.
Keep an eye on Jesus Sanchez, center field for the Marlins. He bats 4th. He's doing a bang-up job right now.
So I think you get some value on Lozado here in the bounce back. Cleveland and the Yankees. What a despicable display by the Yankee fans yesterday. They get the walk-off, and then they start throwing stuff at Mr. Straw. He jumps up the fence and starts talking, yelling, screaming, whatever he did. But typical Yankee fans, and I don't think enough was said on social media. I know a lot of people were chirping and stuff, but I think the MLB needs to address this. If I was Straw, I wouldn't be playing center field today. I tell him to go, not until I feel safe. That was an outrage. And but the Yankee fans, and listen, they're not the only fans that do this shit, okay? But it was clear as day yesterday. and something should be done there. St. Louis, Cincinnati. What are you going to say? Cincinnati's 2-13. Yeah, they're due to win, but not with my money. Wainwright just cruising. Cincinnati can't hit. They cannot hit. Period. End of discussion. So if you want to dabble with a Wainwright, first 5 minus the hook, go ahead and do it. They're kind of baiting you there, though. The line opened at 152 down to 140. The Vegas playing the Jedi mind tricks right now. They're playing the sooner or later Cincinnati's going to hit. So that line's dropping for a reason. Okay, they're baiting you. So just
since Cincinnati team batting average is 180.
Exactly. It sounds like JBJ's lifetime batting average. Scott talked about Kukuc versus Garcia. Kukuc is one of these guys. He's an inning eater. I don't think he's looked great. But in the same token, Houston's been hit or miss. Which Houston offense, like a lot of other teams, will show up. And Toronto's offense listen, when they're on the road and you're giving them 27 guaranteed outs, they're never out of a game. Mm-hmm. So they're going to need to have to strengthen the back end of that bullpen, which they will. They're all in here. So I don't have a big say in the matter here. If you put a gun to my head, I might lean Houston here on a bounce back, but I'm staying away. White Sox, Giolito versus Archer. Archer, again, one of these pitchers that just has started the season doing well. And I keep saying fade Archer, fade all these other guys, and they're pitching well. And White Sox can't hit, and no Eloy, no Roberts, no thank you. You probably catch Tony sleeping in the corner around the 6th inning. So I'm staying away there. Pittsburgh Cubs, a team that puts up 21. What are you going to say? I mean, they're not going to put up 21 today. Brubaker is what he is. Both teams are 7 and 8. No thanks. Baltimore and the Angels. Again, I think the Angels got to find a way. They bounce back. Angels first 5 minus the hook. I'm definitely in on that one. Richards versus Irvin. No thanks in Oakland. Scott talked about McGill in Arizona versus Bumgarner. We had the over 9.5. Oh my God, last night. Yesterday, the numbers screamed for this game to go flying over. And we got 6 in the first 5 innings, and the Mets bats just were nowhere to be found. And we come up a few runs short there. I think the Mets bounce back as well, as Scotty said. Kershaw, Manaea, good, 2 good pitchers. We went against Kershaw earlier in the week. We're going to stay away from this game. 4-10 start. If you're not doing anything, good game to watch there. Kansas City versus Seattle. Again, Ray, first 5 minus the hook. Definitely in on that. Kansas City struggling. And Milwaukee and Philly, Lauer versus Nola. And those Phillies can go, you know what, right now, because I am tired of them. Hellebuck is probable for the Jets today. That just came up on our alerts. In hockey, Hurricanes and Islanders. Hurricanes minus 180. Holy tamale. Edmonton minus 245. Pittsburgh minus 270. We got one more week of hockey, so these are some real inflated numbers. Lightning and Panthers, good game there. Panthers are rolling. They actually got everything, I think, almost wrapped up, if not wrapped up, for the 1 seed. Getting a decent price on Tampa right now, plus the 120. We just got the update on Hellebuck. The Caps minus 120 over the Leafs. Intriguing. Over a 7. Again, a touchdown and extra point there. Bruins minus 315 against the Canadians. Hats off to our buddy Andrew McGinnis. He will be at the game today with his dad. It will be the first game that since the passing of Guy Lafleur. I assume most people watching and listen don't know who he is. I grew up with him. It's my introduction to the Bruins. Watching Guy, Rocket Richard, Ken Dryden, Larry Robinson. That's when the Canadians were just a juggernaut. And the passing of Guy at the age of 70. So I expect Montreal to be buzzing early and assume the Bruins will get them late there. The Wild minus 125 at home against Nashville. at 8:05. The Preds got us good on our 3-team parlay last week on Sunday as they had a 1-0 lead against the Blues, and then the Blues scored 7 unanswered, and thanks for playing there. Blues minus 215, no thanks, over the Ducks, and the Knights minus 355 against the Sharks. Yes, the Knights will win, but how do you get in there? Do you go the puck line? Do you go regulation? The board is everywhere. So that's Sunday. It's Quicksand Sunday, guys. Listen, if you're down a bunch of units, you got to have the mentality, guys, that the week is over. You can dabble. You can try to put together maybe a small parlay to get some of it back. If you're even and you don't have to pay the man, go do something today. Go do some yard work. Go to the beach. I walked 5 miles yesterday. Got some good barefoot cardio in at the beach on Cape Cod yesterday to refresh, recharge. If you don't have to pay the man, you woke up this morning and you're not paying the man, shut it down. If you're up 30 cents, you're up $30, you want to put an action parlay in just to have something on the board, please do. But the goal here is win, grin, and profit. That's the goal, is to collect, not pay. So every week you get by with either A, collecting, or B, not paying the man is a win-win. Closing thoughts, Scott.
Los Angeles Dodgers Clayton Kershaw, 22 wins and 9 losses against San Diego. So Sean Manaea gets beat up by the Dodgers. So as we think this might be a good pitching matchup, it could turn into a dud here. All that being said, have some fun today. It's Sunday. Short board tomorrow, Jeff, by the way. There's only, I think, like 7 games in Major League Baseball tomorrow. Everybody be traveling and going to new places. But I am excited to see that pitching matchup with Rodon and Burns, see what that looks like, see how that goes. And as we get into next week, I think we're going to start to see some offense. So some of these cities have 80-degree weather today, so that's helpful too. So we'll see how all that kind of shapes up.
Program. First of all, we're building. We're progress, not perfection. Any newcomers, newbies that have not subscribed to our YouTube or our Twitch channel at East Coast Sports Investors, please do it now. Just hit the subscribe button. It's free. Smash the like button. We got a few new followers in the last couple of days. Thank you. Some programming notes. Tuesday, 10:30, we will be having Julian Ledlow of DraftKings. Either Wednesday or Thursday, I think this week we'll be having Craig Mish. Great baseball. I don't want to say content. I mean, he works, does a lot of work with the Marlins, a lot of work with MLB. Great guy. We're blessed and honored to have him on board. We'll have our weekly Wednesday shout out across the border with Andrew McGinnis. We have a couple other irons in the fire. As for me and Scott, our schedule's up in the air. Scotty, we'll be doing some stuff in the mornings. We don't have a set schedule yet. So I don't have a time frame on the breakfast bankroll or the closing bell yet. We're going to get a feel for it early this week. I might be flying solo on a few shows just to get some information out there. If you guys want to be inside behind the desks, as we'd like to say on our Discord channel, either DM me or Scott. We can talk to you on about a link to our Discord channel there. So with that being said, it's Sunday. It's Sunday FUNday. It's a day that I like to say is family day. It's a day to talk about last week, get ready for next week, and just kind of decompress. Do what you enjoy, whether it's throwing some steak out on the grill, again, doing some yard work, whatever puts a smile on your face and your loved one's face. That's what we're looking for everyone to do today. Don't worry about the board and stuff, put a little action in and call it a day, and we move on. So if you are gambling and investing today, please do it responsibly. If you do have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number available. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We'd like to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. For myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest. from Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB. We wish everyone a blessed day. Have some, cash a few tickets, and we'll see you next week.